So you're thinking of living in Toronto, moving to Toronto? Well, you've come to the right place. And today I wanted to talk about the latest Toronto market news. It is so confusing for anyone to hear the most recent news. So I thought I gotta chime in. Here we are, interest rates are going up. So people think, okay, the real estate market is gonna turn. And then they come out with a report saying that prices are up. So what does it all mean? How is that possible? How are prices going up? And yet the interest rates are going up as well. Very confusing, even for us realtors. So I thought I'd share this little insight as to my take on what's been happening, just to clarify and help you as you decide to move to Toronto. So let's just talk about this month. So this month, year over year, prices are up an average of 3.2%. How can that be possible? If the sky is falling, how can that possibly be a fact? Let's first talk about this time last year. We were coming off of a crazy busy time, and everything a year ago was sort of just settling. And that is because people were adjusting to the new interest rates and also maybe taking a breath, getting pre-approved again, because these interest rates affect how much people can qualify for. So last year at this time, it was a quieter time. Let's keep that in mind, seeing that this year we are up. Like I said, prices 3.2% in Toronto. Another consideration is those people who were still ready to buy this past spring, going into summer, they still needed a house. And the listings, the inventory of listings was down substantially. What does that mean? If it was listed, there was a buyer out there to buy it. And that's what we've seen. Anyone who did list, for the most part, did very, very well, and were able to sell in this sort of scary market. I mean, they had to price it right, that goes without saying, but there were still buyers out here, and supply and demand, right? When inventory is down and the buyers are still there, the prices are gonna go up, and there's still gonna be a lot of sales in the area. Okay, now let's talk about the recent rate hike. That certainly sort of paused everybody again. So we're sort of going up and down, happy, sad, adjust, wait, still buy, talk to the bank, get new numbers run as far as the interest rates goes for their pre-approval. So there's been a lot of uncertainty. However, we have to remember this is Toronto. There are always people moving into Toronto, always. Our immigration numbers are very strong, and people want to live in Toronto and the surrounding areas. That's what keeps our market flourishing, maybe when others may be seeing more of a downturn than we are here in the city. Now, the president of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, he even announced that the demand for housing is still very, very strong in Toronto. And we encourage anyone who's thinking of selling, get your house on the market, because there are buyers out there. And yes, you will have to look at what's been happening in the area, and we help you with that, all the recent sales, the comparables, listing your house properly. However, there are a lot of buyers who still want to buy. Furthermore, many people think that as we head into the fall, we will have even more demand, because people begin to settle into the current situation. Something happens, there's a breath, everyone sort of sits back sometimes, and then reality settles in. We've just moved to Toronto, we're moving to Toronto, maybe we don't want to get a rental. Of course, this is just my take on things. This is not real estate advice. If you have a realtor, lean on them. If you don't, reach out. I'm here to help. Most of the homes that are selling right now are detached homes, followed by condo apartments, and then townhouses. Right behind townhouses, we have semi-detached houses. So detached, condo apartments, townhouses, and semi-detached. So that's the breakdown of the most selling product in the Toronto area to the least selling product in the Toronto area. What's behind this? Well, some economists are saying it's because we have a strong employment market. We certainly still have a very resilient economy. And like I said before, record population growth. All three of those are so entrenched in keeping the Toronto market strong. As I stated, the first thing is the number of homes sold is up from this time last year. The mindset is that some buyers are actually pulling themselves out of the market, not because they're not approved, not because they're not ready to go, simply because there's not enough inventory. So once inventory becomes increased, we definitely should see buyers coming out again in droves. So very interesting information, and I think that's what's going to keep the market very strong over this next year. And of course, just my perspective. No one really knows, that whole saying of no one has a crystal ball, but things certainly are feeling like there's a lot of pent-up demand, just nothing to buy. And here we have the information I shared earlier regarding the breakdown of types of homes sold this past month, starting from detached to condo apartments, townhomes, and then semi-detached. Now, interestingly enough, you see that the listings are down this year from last year. And here's that figure. And there were a lot of houses on the market last year at this time because things were changing. So anyone who wanted to sell was getting on the market as soon as possible so that it could get sold. Unfortunately, some of them didn't sell if they were priced too high because people were still adjusting to this new norm. But many people did, and that's why I believe we have a dip in inventory this year. It's more people who want to sell and want to buy are listing, but like I said, we need more listings. We definitely need more. And here, like I said before, we're showing the average selling price in the Toronto area of a detached home. It's a big number, I know, 1.5 million of a detached home. So let's all look in our crystal balls. Do you think that there's going to be another rate hike? I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know. Like I said, there's no crystal ball, but I wonder if they're going to raise them again this summer. There's a good chance they will, and there's always a chance they won't. What are your thoughts on this? I'm so curious to know how people are feeling about this new chapter in the Toronto real estate market in this past year. I would love to hear your suggestions, your comments, your feedback. I really do appreciate hearing from you all, so please reach out anytime. Like I said before, my name is Kim Carreiro. I am a full-time realtor. Whether you're thinking of moving to the Toronto area or the city of Toronto, reach out anytime. I am Toronto born and raised. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, stay in touch with me. I hope that you'll subscribe, like, set up the notifications so that you know when I post. I do try to post every week. I'm here to help. Also, I am globally connected. If you need real estate assistance anywhere around the globe, reach out anytime, and it would be my pleasure to help you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.